guys, it's Josh. Welcome back to History with Josh. In the last two videos, we looked at AQA GCSE, Germany, Democracy and Dictatorship, 1890 to 1945, key dates, and the structure of the German government between 1888 and 1918 under Kaiser Wilhelm II. Now we're looking at the structure of the Weimar Constitution, which took over. We have a graphic on screen, but I do have some more notes on a page here. So the president, as again, is head of state, basically the equivalent to a king, elected every 7 years, and as I just said, head of state. So this president appoints the chancellor, who's likely to be the leader of the largest party in the Reichstag, and basically the equivalent of a prime minister. So the chancellor is appointed from the Reichstag by the president and had to be supported by a majority of the Reichstag. And it's basically to avoid the president choosing one of his friends from the Reichstag. And the chancellor needs the support of the Reichstag. And the Reichstag had a different way of working in the Weimar Constitution. They basically use proportional representation, which meant parties got the same proportion of seats as the proportion of votes they had, which was very democratic. So if the SDP had 40% of seats, that means they'd get 40% of the votes. So if there was 200 votes and SDP had 20 votes, that means they'd get 20% of the seats. The Reichstag makes laws, but the German people, as under Kaiser, also elect the Reichstag, but anyone over 20 can vote. This includes men and women. As before, it was only men over 25, I believe. So all adults can vote on equal rights and elect the Reichstag deputies. However, the president could use something called Article 48, which could bypass the Reichstag, meaning he could pass his own laws in emergency. This was an advantage, was he could pass laws quickly in emergency, but a disadvantage was nobody has their own views on it, and it could be used to the president's advantage. And we could see how Hitler manipulated this when he rises to power. So a few notes to take away. All German people could vote over 20. The president was elected every 7 years, and it was and the president elected a chancellor from the Reichstag. Under the Treaty of Versailles, which was signed, called a dictated treaty, the armed soldiers was reduced to 100,000. They lost overseas territories. And as I've said, Article 48 was allowed, and Hitler used Article 48 to his good. Proportional representation allowed small parties to be represented, and there was over 30 political parties and over 25 governments in the years. President was elected and proportional representation was used. Thank you very much for watching this video on the Weimar Constitution structure. Thanks for watching. See you next time.